listen, I do want to. By the way, just some quick stats on Blues Clues. You guys are so amazing. 1.5 million in the first week. You guys have humbled me. The chat niggas are so amazing, and you know, today I seen some shit, or somebody tweeted me and they were like, man, I don't know. It was like, yeah, I don't care how much Twitter hate academics. I fuck with him. And I clicked into that tweet to see like another tweet that they were responding to, and I was like, it's funny about hate and love, because as much as some people might say I'm hated, I feel so loved. You feel me? Like the chat niggas, you guys are just the most amazing people ever. You guys fucking support me so much, it's ridiculous. Do I get a lot of hate? Absolutely. Do I deserve it? I don't know. Maybe sometimes. But I do believe it's mostly because of my music choice. Like, people don't like that, like, mumble rap. What the fuck? What do you think I'm, like, fucking pushing Nas and... What the fuck? Get out of here. Anyway. So Blues Clues, 1.5 million in the first week on YouTube. I didn't want to play some of the review videos. Some salute to all the reaction channels and all of that. Thank you for reacting to my video recently. We didn't get to do it. My man, who I fuck with heavy, his name is Zeus. I think I'm saying his name right. He was in New York. He said he was going to react to it too. He wanted me to be in the video. We didn't get to do that. He had meetings and I had other engagement. I hope he does still react to my Blues Clues videos, but he did throw me on his Spotify playlist. For that, I thank him. I would like to watch a couple videos if I have time, but let me get on to a couple of things. I don't want to make the whole stream about me and fucking some parody rap career. But still, in terms of numbers, if you guys are wondering, do have some early numbers. This is until Wednesday night. So, like, I got numbers, like, when you put shit up, you can get numbers pretty quick. We have about, I think, 600,000 or 700,000 streams on the official platforms, on the iTunes, the Spotify's, the Tidals, the Pandora, Google, all those things. So we have about 600,000 there. We have 1.5 almost on my official video. I thank you guys for that so much. You guys are so really appreciative of that. My goal was 1 million in a week. We hit 1 million in 2 days, and I mean, what could I do? Just thank you guys. For the people who did win the giveaways, my mods are like making sure, get proof and all that. Trust me, you will get your gift cards and stuff. What else? Oh, we sold how much? It's like 4,000 singles. We sold about 4,000 singles, which honestly is really dope. If it was an album, I could tell you off the rip. If the single was an album, of course, it's not counted as an album. It's not an album. If it was an album, we would be around that 10, 15,000 like sold first week, just off streams plus sales from all these different outlets, just off the single shit. It tells me that we could do what we want. And also, Vic Man said you in fucking trouble. But it tells us that we are doing well. We are exceeding expectation. Any advice you guys have for me or whatever, I would love to hear any feedback. Thank you guys for rocking out with it so much. I do want to also mention, this has been big to me because releasing a song by myself, I released it through TuneCore. There's 0 people affiliated with it, no one pushing it. It's literally me and y'all. And I want to this is the difference between everybody else. I learned an important lesson this week about streaming too, because we charted on iTunes. We were at number 43 on the hip hop iTunes chart, 43, right behind Tekashi's Gotti. But we never really charted in the top 100. I think it was like 2 something. But we didn't chart in the top 100 of streaming, because these days streaming is solely ran by playlist. And again, I don't want to accuse anyone of payola. I don't want, again, most of it is connections and all that type of stuff. It's the reason when artists come to New York, They might do Breakfast Club. Whenever their show was on, they would come there, but they would tell you, I'm going to Spotify and I'm going to Apple. I'm going to Tidal too, because they want to get added to playlists. When you get added to playlists, those are like millions of streams. Literally, people, for them to find my song, they couldn't find it in one of the Apple playlists or a Spotify playlist that's ran by Spotify and Apple people, but like labels, like look at any of these streaming joints. J. Cole has 10 songs in there. You know why? His label made sure that happened. Look at even 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine is on a label if you don't know. He has his songs in there because his label made that happen. Again, mine isn't there. So you might look at it to say, wait, you have 1.5 million views on your YouTube video. Yeah, I do good on YouTube. But streaming wise, I'm not at 1 million yet because I'm not in any main playlist. I did hit up one of the guys who runs one of them and they said, yo, it's kind of parody. We don't know if we could do it. And I said, don't sweat it. I'm not forcing like that. But just to let you know, without playlist support, and I'm doing this to give you a cumulative look on the numbers type of thing. Without playlist support, my single, if it was an album, it's counted differently because it's a single. It would have sold, I'm just projecting one last day. It would have sold about, I want to say, 14 to 15,000 first week if it was a album. This is without playlist support. If we had playlist support, which of course I probably would have to sign to a label for that, truth be told, or really give niggas the bag, like, yo, here's 20 grand. Like, I don't know. I'm not accusing niggas of payola, but I don't know how that works. It's new radio. But if I had playlist support, we'd probably shoot all the way up to 25,000 first week. Okay? And again, I'm converting what a single is to an album. So I'm assuming everybody who bought the single would have bought an album. Okay, so I might be incorrect with that. Whatever. But that is the projection, and that's what we would have done without what we have done without playlist support, and that's what we would have done with it. Again, the labels and the streaming services, they work very closely together these days to make sure that their songs are placed towards the top, that they get millions of views. I don't have those connections, and I could pay for it, but I don't know if niggas just gotta give me a price. But it might be expensive, so I don't know. I might go broke. Anyway, so pretty much all I'm saying to you is that I did Vic Mensa's numbers with a single. If my single was an album, I pretty much did better than his numbers without playlist. I don't have Rock Nation who dumped $1 million into me. I don't have anybody else who's sweetening in, yo, favor for favor. If you don't know how Vic Mensa got up to Everyday Struggle, there's a Rock Nation rep who was pitching us every single person on the roster because they have those connects. And Complex was so fucking just hyped by that, they're almost trying to take everybody. We had to tell them, like, whoa, they offered one nigga, I don't even want to say his name because he might get offended. He was like, yo, who is this nigga? It was like, oh, Rock Nation said we could have him if we do him. I'm like, what the fuck? We don't want to talk to this nigga. So anyway, I say all that to say to you guys, I'm super happy for you guys. Also to update you, and I said this on Instagram, which is true, I got 2 people who offered me a deal. I will not mention the labels. I will say one is affiliated with Drake and Nicki, and it's not Cash Money. They offered me a deal, and they wanna sit and speak and try to work some shit out, and they give me a host. They're like, oh, we know you don't fuck with labels, blah blah blah. And I had another offer as well. If you're wondering how I'm taking this, one of the things that I hated being a person who was an avid fan who came from Mama's Basement to being a prominent voice in rap is that artists or whoever felt they could sun me in saying, you've never done this. You've never put out a record. You don't know how this works. I'm learning because I'm putting out a record. So now when I get to let my nuts hang, when you tell me this, that, and the third, I can say, no, nigga, I've done this shit. I've put out a record that sold this amount. And I knew who exactly was offering what deal. I knew exactly why it didn't go as much as it did because I'm looking at all of it. Trust me, if Skip Bayless right now could go play like a couple seasons in the current NBA, that nigga would talk much different about the NBA. This boosts my commentary. I'm never abandoning commentary, but it boosts it in the sense of I know what's going on now. I know the games that's being played. You get me? And I do believe it's an overall blessing because it gives me the insight that I would have never had. I've in the last 18 months, I've started to talk to some industry people. They've leaked information to me or they've given me the insight of how stuff works. But you're right. It's different when you're putting stuff out. And niggas used to come out and be like, oh, yeah, but wait, what have you done? You see, everybody has these little fake accolades. Oh, I used to air and R for this label. I used to do this. Fuck your fucking label. Now I get to say to everybody, nigga, you can't tell me you used to do shit I did myself. Oh no, you have unrealistic expectations. No. I used to no. Fuck that. You worked at a label, nigga. I put a record out myself. It's put out on DJ Akademiks LLC, and I'm not bragging, but if you've seen Everyday Struggle, that's one of the things people used to do. Like I'm the outsider. He's the outsider of the industry. I could be the outsider to the industry, but I'll create my own shit. I'll put my own record out. And when my record is doing marginally better than a lot of you niggas, now I need to ask you niggas some different questions because I did it. And when I did it without a label, now why can't you do it with a label? I can't wait to have that discussion with all of these rappers. I can't wait. I have a whole different perspective. Because if I did it, and I see some of you niggas with 5 million followers and nothing is moving, I need to have a conversation with y'all. When I do have that conversation, it's going to be lovely. Anyway, moving past that. This is not all about me.